Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, so I'm in Haslemere Motorcycles at the moment. And the reason why is because today I'm taking out the Burgman 400. And you're going to say, Spicy, you've already done the 650, why would you possibly want to do the 400 now? Well, there's two reasons. One, it's a lot smaller than the 650, and I can see benefits. Legend. I can see benefits in having a smaller bike for the city. However, the reason I'm borrowing it today is for the storage. For you see, it's already open. I have two car gearboxes in here, and a diff and some other bits and pieces, and now a couple of brake discs, thanks to Mike. So storage is kind of insane. Two car gearboxes, one diff, some other bits and pieces, and it's still got space in there for lunch. Like, come on. Hey! I'll still step over because, you know, I ride bikes. Oh, God. It's not the easiest thing to get off the centre stand. As I'm here, I'm going to explain the controls and stuff. Okay, so fuel, you've seen under the seat storage. We've got fuel, goes in there. You've got cubby holes in here, there's a charging point in there. And you've got another cubby hole in there. This is the handbrake. Yes, it has a handbrake. This just comes off. And it's 400 single cylinder. And it's the sort of the fully variable drive, you know. It's not the DSG or anything like that. Must remember, this is a brake. This is not a clutch. Now, as I say, I've done a review on the Burgman 650. That video was highly successful. It's had nearly 200,000 views. And the angle I took with that was I wasn't very interested in the maxi scooters before I rode the Burgman. I didn't really get it. And then when I rode it, I found its niche and I understood it. And because I understand their niche, I know what they're good for, I can now see the benefit of this sort of bike. Now, it's not to say that I would personally want to own one on a day-to-day basis, or it be my only machine, but when it comes to just taking stuff places, going shopping, commuting, you have all your stuff under the seat, not getting wet, you don't have to have a backpack on, and you do all of that while basically sat in an armchair. It feels a little bit smaller at my 6'4" than the 650. The 650 felt fine. This feels a little bit smaller, but I'm not cramped because, well, you can't really when you can put your legs out like that. Though it does change the way that it feels stability-wise. Now, a lot of people did take me wrong in the 650 video that thought I was hating on them, and I'm not hating on them, you know. But you can't deny that they're not flavour of the week necessarily for most people. But for the people who do use them, they're fantastic. So I can. You know, I can see both sides of the card here. Wind protection is non-adjustable from the looks of it, and it's working, but it's not perfect. But then I am, as I say, 6'4" and taller than the average bear. Actually, am I? How tall is the average bear? 70 miles an hour, 6 and a bit thousand RPM. Very smooth, very comfortable. I'm catching up with that thing in front of me. Let's go for an overtake. It's still got pull past 60. Oh god, I was only half throttling it. Jesus! For a 400, this is quite surprising. Especially for a 400 single. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what MPG this is getting, but I'm doing 70 mile an hour and the eco light is on. Right, mate, should have got a real bike. Ah! This is so peppy. It's got so much pep for a 400. It's amazing. I mean, I own a 400. In fact, I built mine to a 440. But well, it's because of the gearbox. It's because of this continuous variable drive. It could just use it to its best of its ability. And there's me thinking, oh, you know, the 650's for touring, the 400's for in the city. Ah, you can do both. Sorry. Oh my god, it's windy. It's so windy. The ride is so smooth. It's very comfortable. Again, I'm not surprised by that, you know. The 650 is a great thing. This is just smaller and nimbler and lighter, and as I said, I thought it'd be massively more underpowered, and it's really not. Sorry, if you're not from my channel and you're wondering, why is this guy transporting a load of car gearbox stuff in a Burgman? I'm a metal artist as well as a YouTuber, and I basically make things out of old car parts and old bike parts. It's called Spicy110 Metal Works, links in the description, have a look. I decided enough of the motorway, it can do that great, but you can't hear me when I'm doing that. So let's now try it in some country roads. Slightly, I've still got to get used to the cornering feel of this thing. There's a bit of a hill, plenty of pull up here, plenty of pull. This is a country lane eating machine. I'm really liking this. I much prefer this to the 650. You know, I did like the 650, but it was big. It was big and it was heavy, and this is light and nimble, and I still don't trust people coming around corners. But it's got so much surprising amount of pull. It takes a minute for it to build up, but then it's off. The thing is, these maxi scooters, for me anyway, they don't fill you with passion. It's not the same as riding, you know, a normal bike. But I cannot argue with the sheer fun, it is fun to ride, and the practicality and the just utilitarian usefulness of it. It's got ABS, but I wonder if the ABS really works in the rear. Oh wow, what was that? The bike made a noise. You feel the ABS kicking in. So yeah, it's got ABS in the rear brake as well. I'm sure, I mean, it's Euro 4, it has to, but I thought it might be a bit of a simple system that might go, but no, it absolutely didn't lock. So the brakes on this thing, that's the point. I haven't talked about the brakes. Let's try the brakes out. One brake, pretty impressive. Let's try two. Gee. This is what it is all about. It's stop, go, stop, go. Easy to go, easy to stop. Go. Stop. Go. Obviously there's no clutch control to worry about. It's just one hand, brakes and throttle. And the throttle delivery and the pickup and everything's very smooth. It doesn't jerk to get going. As I say, very simple dash, just revs and speed with old analog clocks, which I know a lot of people miss. So there you go, analog clocks. A little digital display in the middle with like your fuel gauge and your mileage and the temperature and the time. It hasn't got loads of modes and any of that stuff. It literally is just the standard fare of high beam, low beam, indicators, horn, start, stop, and hazards. That's it. Because you don't need anything else. Because this thing is for literally starting, getting on and going somewhere. Way ahead of the cars still, and I didn't really wang on it, but it seems like if you really did open it up wide to start with, it's not going to necessarily go a lot faster. It'll adjust itself. It's the mid-rangey bit. The wind protection I worked out is it does cover your chest well. It's not getting my head, but it is stopping pressure on my chest, and you know that reduces strain on your body. So it is comfortable at speed. Of course, another angle to this is people who aren't so confident on bikes. If you're happy on your 125 scooter but you want something with a few more legs, get one of these. Two wheels is two wheels at the end of the day. And as long as it does what you need it to, that's the important thing. Yay, traffic. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, the mirrors are very good. Very stable, nice and clear, good shape and size, and I can see very well around me. Although my blind spot is quite wide, I think. But maybe just because of me. The way I'm having to sit back because of my arm length and stuff. But I feel like I've slightly wider blind spot. It's just funny, I feel so much more relaxed and calmer than when I rode my XJ6 up there. Because, you know, the XJ6 is a lot louder, it's a lot windier, you're more sort of hunkered over and stuff. And this, I'm just sat here, I'm just like, this would be so much nicer to go to work on or come home on because you're just chilled. It's got like a little lumbar support in the rider's seat, so I can literally just lean against that like a chair. Really comfortable. Probably too comfortable. I feel like I don't have to pay nearly as much attention to the road and stuff, and I'm not changing gear. The handling is great, you know, it's light, it's flickable. I'm still not entirely used to it because, you know, I'm so used to bikes where I'm clamping onto the bike and the weight distribution is slightly different, and I just wanted to change down a gear then. Brain just told me to do it. Yeah. Well, what more can I say? I have just taken all of the stuff I needed to take. 2 car gearboxes, internals, a diff and some other bits and pieces all the way home. And since I removed about 40 kilos of metal out the middle of this bike, the handling feels much better. It felt fine before, it felt very planted, but now it feels a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble. You can actually feel it gripping. It's got good grip. I can't pick out anything on this bike to complain about. The build seems fine, the comfort's fine, the engine's good, the smoothness is good. I normally hope to find one niggly little thing here or there to be like, well, there is that, you know. I can't really find anything. Good little machine. Thank you, Haslemere. Don't forget to like the video. Check out the playlist for the bike reviews and stuff I've done, and I'll catch you next time.